Hello and welcome to your Media Center at Hudson High School. I am Mr. Robitaille, your Media Specialist. What I would like to do in this video is take you on a little tour of the Media Center so you become acquainted with the features that we have here, and then after that I'm going to take you online to look at some of our electronic resources. This is a special edition 2020-2021 COVID style video to take you through the Media Center. So without further ado, let's take a little walk through here and get to know your Media Center. A book return card is located immediately outside of the Media Center. Simply drop your book in and walk away. When you enter the Media Center, please observe the one-way traffic situation by looking at the signs on the floor. Also grab some hand sanitizer on your way in. As you follow along on the floor, just stick to the right and you'll walk in and you'll see the circulation desk there. And then as you make your way around the circulation desk, you'll find that you can pick any one of the tables that are available to you. When you walk up to a table, please pull out your iPad and scan the QR code and check in at that table. A device charging locker is available at the front of the Media Center. To charge your iPad, all you have to do is press the unlock button, open up the door, plug in your iPad, close the door, and enter a 4-digit PIN that you will remember, and then press lock. While your iPads are not able to print, we do offer some PCs in the Media Center that have printing capabilities, and they're hooked up to our photocopier, printer, and scanner. To print a document, all you need to do is run over to one of these computers, sign in with your student ID and password, load the document that you want to print, and then tell it to print, and that will send it over to the printer. There are some instructions located next to each computer with how to print specific things such as color. You then want to make your way over to the printer, press the little icon that looks like a keyboard, and then sign in with your student ID. The print will not automatically come out of the printer, you have to release it. So once you put in your student ID number and then put in your password, it'll then take you to the main menu system where, as soon as I'm done typing in my password here, you'll see that you want to choose Follow You Printing. Click on that, and then your print queue will be up there. All you have to do is hit print, and it will come out. After you've printed, make sure you hit the Log Out button. The last thing you want to do is go back to your computer, press on the Windows logo, and then sign out of your account so that it's ready for the next person. The Media Center subscribes to over 30 popular print magazines. They normally would be on display at the front of the Media Center, but during COVID-19, if you would like to see one, just ask one of our staff and we'll pull them for you to borrow and take home. Our fiction collection of library books is located on the tall shelves on the left side of the Media Center. The books are organized by genre, such as realistic fiction, mystery, or horror. Within each genre, books are organized by the author's last name in alphabetical order. Biographies can be found on the short shelves next to the fiction collection. To find a certain biography, just look in alphabetical order to whom the book is written about. If you make your way to the back of the Media Center, on the short shelves you can find our nonfiction collection, and then on the tall shelves you can find our graphic novels. Have a look around the Media Center for various book displays that feature new books or just other themed books that are very popular right now. These are all free for the taking if you'd like to borrow one. A new feature in our Media Center this year is a giant green screen, which you can use with your iPads and iMovie to record chroma key videos. Now that you have seen the facilities that we have in the Media Center, let me take you online to dive into the Media Center's website so you can see some of our electronic resources. The Hudson High School Media Center Library website has all kinds of resources that you're going to become familiar with and use quite a lot during your time at Hudson High School. To get to our Hudson High School Media Center website, from the main page of the high school, just go to Departments and click on Library. Now the library's website has a bunch of menu items on the left that you'll get familiar with, and some of the quick access items you might find right in the center of the page. For example, you could do a quick search right here for a library book to see if we have it in our library. And some COVID-19 announcements about how we're handling things in the Media Center is also found there. But I'm going to zero in on some of the items that you can do here on the left. Borrowing library books is a little bit different this school year because of COVID-19. We don't want students to go into the book stacks and just touch a bunch of books. We want to try to limit the amount of people touching books. You're still welcome to come in and request a book from us, and we'll pull it from the shelf and hand it to you and check it out to you. However, if you want to request your own book electronically and have us pull it for you, we're happy to do that. And this has instructions on exactly how to do that. Basically, you're going to sign into your account, your library account, and you're going to place a hold on a book. And real briefly, how to do that is you click on the iSearch icon. And this is basically our online catalog. You can search for books and everything here. But to sign into it, you need to click on My Account. And then you'll need to put in for your user ID, you want to put in your student number. And then your PIN is a 4-digit number, which is your birthday, which is in month, day, day format. So if your birthday is April 9th, you would put 0409 for your PIN, and then just put in your student ID. Once you're all signed in, you can then continue to follow the instructions that you see here, step-by-step instructions on how to place a book on hold. And then I will pull it from the shelf and send you an email when it is ready for you to come to the Media Center to pick up the book. Of course, you're always welcome to shoot me an email or come in person and pick my brains as far as what kind of book you want to get. Research and databases is a very common place to go whenever you have a research project. This is a very heavily hit area of our website. It contains links to a lot of the subscription databases that we have, and there's a lot of them. So some of the 4 major companies that we work with, you can see I've got quick links for them here, and you can just simply click into them and start searching. Some of them do require you to sign in with a username and a password. Incidentally, the username and passwords for all of our databases and all of our online offerings can be found right here. Hudson High School Database Passwords. It's also found on the left menu right here, Passwords for Databases. So I'm going to click on that just to show you what it looks like. It's going to launch it as a Google Doc. And then alphabetical, these are all of our electronic resources. And if there is a username and a password, it tells you what they are. Or if it's just Google sign-in, it tells you that too. So that's something you want to keep open when you're doing research projects. The way that things are organized here, of course, you can click on these quick links if you know exactly which family of databases you want to go to. Or you can click here for an alphabetical textual list of our databases. And it basically just kind of put all of them in alphabetical order that you can then click on, and it takes you right to them. Or you can go to the bottom and literally scroll through all of them one by one, again alphabetically, with a little icon and a description of what they are. And then all you have to do is click into it and then sign into it. I know, for example, all these Gale ones that you see here, like opposing viewpoints, if you click on it, it should ask you to sign in using Google. And then it'll take you right into that database. Up here at the top, sign in with Google. And then just like that, you should be getting in. And then you can start doing research and find articles on any topic that you are looking up there. Library account access is basically giving you instructions on how to sign into your library account. So you can see what books you have checked out, what holds you have, if you want to renew anything, and so on. Now I want to take a moment to tell you about Sora, ebooks, and audiobooks. This is a massive collection of ebooks and audiobooks that we have here, and we spend a lot of money on building up this digital library for you. What's great about Sora is there is an app on your iPad. It's probably there already. If not, it's in the self-service, and you can download it. It's for free. Put it on your iPad, and then from there you sign in, and you can start to browse all of the popular books that you can read directly on your iPad, and they're in ebook format, and there's a lot of audiobooks too. For example, I put Sora on my iPhone, and if I want to listen to an audiobook being read to me, you can do it there too. These are really good because the books that you check out on Sora are automatically returned when they are due, so you never have to worry about overdue library books, and they're just super easy to use. I just launched Sora, and this is what it looks like when you open up the app on your iPad. it might, during the first run, it might have you sign in with Google, and then it will identify you automatically and you'll be ready to go. So from the home screen, you can see what books you currently have checked out. If you click Explore, that's where you can really start to dig into what books we have. And it puts some of the latest books there. It features them. And you can just keep scrolling down. You can see the latest in audiobooks and the most popular books and so on. Each one of these you can click on and start reading immediately. The shelf is where it stores all of the books that you currently have loaned out to you. You can also click on holds if you have any holds that are in the waiting, that holds on books that you've placed that are currently checked out by someone else. I'm going to go back to Explore and just randomly pick one of these books to show you what it looks like. When you click on it, all you have to do is click Borrow, and it will download that book to your iPad, and within a few seconds you are ready to read it. And it always keeps track of what page you're on. And if you have Sora installed on multiple devices, it will remember what page you're on across all devices. You can read these on a computer, you can read them on a phone, tablet, and it always just keeps up with where you are, and you just flip through the pages like that. Super easy to use. And audiobooks as well are real easy to listen to on your iPad. Just pop in your earbuds and you're listening to the book being read to you. Next, I want to highlight Flipster magazines. While we do have a big collection of print magazines in the Media Center, we also use Flipster to subscribe to a bunch of them in digital format. So using this, it gives you instructions on how to access the magazines. You do have to log in with a special username and a password. And this is a list of all the magazines that we currently subscribe to. Quite a nice list. What's good about these is you can pop them open on your iPad and immediately start reading them and flipping through the pages. And as many students as we have in the school can all download the most recent issue of any of these magazines. So to view the magazines, follow this link, click on this, and then you have to put in a special user ID and password. Hudson is the user ID, password. I'm going to type in here now and sign in. That user ID and password can be found on, if I go back to here and go back to the top, passwords for HHS databases, that's where you can find it. So here you can easily, just within your Safari browser, you can search through these magazines and open them up and just start reading them. Or you can download the Flipster mobile app onto your iPad. You can find that in the self-service and download the app. I'm going to do that right now. This is the Flipster mobile app. I do need to log into it. Again, you need to put in a special Flipster username and password. User ID is Hudson. Password is Explorers 2020 exclamation point. And now we're looking at it. It's much better on the mobile app for Flipster than it is using Safari. So much nicer to look at these magazines. You can just grab any one of them, open it up, click download, and it will install it onto your iPad, and then next thing you know, you're flipping through the pages and reading it digitally. Back onto the library website, there's a collection of Gale ebooks. These are books that mostly are nonfiction books. So if you're doing a research project and you need to look up topics that kind of involve any of these collections, you can search through them. But basically, click here to view the Gale ebooks collection. It will want you to sign in with Google, which I believe I've already done up here. If not, just click sign in with Google. And then you can browse through these books. A lot of really good wellness books, teen wellness. We have a pretty good series of those. History, science, and so on. Again, these are nonfiction titles that would be really good for research projects. Another thing on the library website that'll bring to your attention is library newsletters. From time to time, I email the student population some media tech tidbits. Easy for me to say, but these are archived here. If you ever want to look at any of these newsletters that I send out to students, It has lots of information on them about technology tips and just other items that are important that you might want to know about that are anything related to media or technology here at the school. Thank you for watching this tour of the Media Center. It's been a pleasure doing this virtually on video with you, but I would love to get to see you in person. So by all means, please stop by and visit, and if there's anything I can do to help you, whether it's to find a good book or to how to use a resource or your iPad, I'd be happy to show you how to do that. So we look forward to seeing you in your Media Center.